Tomorrow is the official closing date. You can already see yourself moving in and spending time with your family and really making those memories. This is time when a lot of buyers start appreciating the time you committed to this buying journey, but you need to make sure there are no hiccups for the big day. So you need to understand what happens at the closing table. This is Gary, your local realtor that aims to teach you everything I can about buying and selling real estate in the great state of New York. So like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date on the constantly changing real estate market. The closing table, what is it? Well, in simple terms, this is more so the formal time for when you'll be largely communicating with your attorney to really confirm information and make sure you are getting what you should be getting during this transaction. And this is a time when every party within this transaction really makes sure every step are completed. Before you even reach a closing table, there are a few things you should have completed. For one, you should have a final walkthrough. A day or two before the closing date, you should schedule an appointment with the listing agent or the seller to really have a final tour of the property to make sure that during the move-out process, nothing has changed and you will be getting the property in the same condition as you're expecting or better. And two, you should verify the necessary information to bring to the closing table. Your ID, your proof of homeowner's insurance, certified checks, and anything else that might be needed based on what your attorney requires for this transaction. You'll be hearing from your attorney to understand what amount of certified checks you will need to bring to the closing table. If you are going to wire funds to an escrow attorney, you need to be extra careful about who you are wiring that funds to. Since nowadays it's really common to see points of wire fraud, you need to take the extra precaution and ask those extra questions to make sure that wherever you send their money to is actually meant for your closing and not to somebody else's bank account. Lastly, before the closing date, you should be discussing with your attorney about that date itself and where it will be held. This way you'll understand the logistics and what to expect. Now that you understand a little bit about what you should be doing before closing, there's a few things that you should honestly be aware of that you should not be doing before closing. For one, you should not do anything that will change your current financial standings, like changing jobs or making large purchases like buying a new car right before closing. And secondly, on top of that, if you are going to be utilizing a mortgage, you should really be cautious about taking out other loans and other things you might be buying, like car loans and other large purchases, as those all will show up on your credit report and hinder your ability to purchase your home. And third, don't do anything that could jeopardize your credit score. Congrats, you're at the closing table. And this is time for when you should really allocate yourself 1 to 2 hours just for this closing process. So when you reach a closing table, which is commonly at an attorney's office, you will see a stacks of documents where you will need to sign and the seller will need to sign. And there's documents like the property deed, the bill of sale, a transfer tax declaration, and many more. Now, your attorney will go through those documents with you. This way you'll understand what exactly you are signing. After you're done signing documents, all you can do is wait. And if you are sure you've done all the steps up to this point, there should be no problems that can occur during this time. Once financing and title are clear and everyone is satisfied with the result, then you will really hear everyone shaking hands and really congratulating each other on this process. As depending on transactions, it could be a long and lengthy process, and everyone is happy that they're finished. Now that you're happy and ready to move into your property, there are a few things you should be aware of before you move into your house. And I made a video link down to the description so that you can really understand what are the first steps you should be doing before you move into your house. Congrats, you have finally found and purchased the dream house of yours. And now you want to make sure that you do the steps necessary to maintain your house. So if there's any question you have for me now that you've completed your home buying journey, don't be afraid to reach out. I'm always here to help.